What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Tailgate Sports Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tanner Johnson. With me, as always, is Ricky Scott. Hey, Ricky.
What's up, Tanner? How you doing today?
Doing good. I'm excited today. We have the opportunity to interview one of the local players here in Arizona from Centennial High School, the defending champions, 6A Centennial Coyotes. We got Jace Langley here with us. Jace, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, I'm Jace. I go to Centennial High School. I'm a state champion in wrestling and also football, defending that title, and I'm looking forward to getting another one next year.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Welcome to the show.
Yep, for sure. Just real quick, we appreciate any support that we get from anyone. Biggest thing is to follow us on social media. All the links to our social medias will be in the description on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. All that support that you guys show us goes to us being able to directly support athletes like Jace in the state of Arizona and be able to help them grow their brand and be able to connect with colleges throughout the country. So let's jump into the questions, Jace. My first kind of question is, obviously you're transitioning to a new head coach this year, even though it's father-son. Has there been anything really different in this transition?
This transition from Coach Taylor to Coach Andrew Taylor has been smooth, but really energizing, to be honest with you. They're both very strong leadership, in my opinion, but Coach Taylor brings a fresh new level of intensity and focus to our team that I think is really good for most of our players. And his intention to detail and emphasis on discipline has made me more accountable, and it also makes me want to work harder because he notices the little things in everybody, and it really helps us to stay on track with whatever we're doing, whether that be in the weight room, on the field, in school, even in class, whatever. He's just always there, energized, ready to go.
Yeah, it seems like he brings like a new perspective to the game, with the youth and just a overall different outlook, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's very, very good energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had the opportunity to go to your guys' spring game, your spring showcase, and it was fun. It was like a party there. I know me and my wife and my family, we all enjoyed watching you guys just have fun. I think that's something that's always nice to see. You can see the energy level of the coach reflected on you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw an interview from Jackson Powers, the center for the Raiders, and with Pete Carroll, I guess he's bringing that fun back to the game, and you could just tell the spirits of the players are like super uplifted, and that's like a good leader to want to play for. Like just bringing a whole different perspective of the game. I know he's an older gentleman, but at heart he's a young man. He's wrestling with the players. They have basketball hoops around the field, and they're shooting hoops, and it's just cool.
Mm-hmm. So, obviously, Ricky is apparently a Raiders fan.
This
So,
is true.
It's life's sad for Ricky constantly.
I cry a lot when the
my
camera's
life's
off.
even worse here. I'm a Titans fan, so I'm just obscure and meaningless everywhere. So I want to ask you, Jace, what's your favorite team? College, professional, whatever.
I'd probably say either the Ravens or San Francisco 49ers. But right now, I'd say the 49ers.
That's gonna be a tough year for you, my friend.
Yeah.
Gotta respect. You got two good franchises there. I always respect someone that's a Ravens fan because it's just you're stable, you're always good, you never have to worry about it. So then you have the Raiders that are just perpetually just.
I think we're a question mark every year. We don't know where we're going to be.
So, but you got a question, Ricky?
So you're a wrestler. Is there anything you take from wrestling that helps you maybe improve your game on the field?
That's a good question, yeah. So some things I could take from wrestling are the mental sharpness you have to have always in wrestling because it's one-on-one. You can't really rely on anybody but yourself and the hard work you've been putting in at practice. Rather in football, you have teammates that can help you when you mess up. So but also just keeps you always prepared for anything that doesn't go right. You're always ready to go. You're always ready to move on when it's needed to.
I love that. Do you prepare the same as far as before a game and before a match?
Yeah, I prepare about the same, but the difference between wrestling and football is wrestling, I can like move around more before the game. I can get like a deeper stretch or more mental sharpness. I have more time to prepare because it's an all day thing rather than football. It's just a couple hours.
I
Mm-hmm.
do. I love it that like a multi-sport athlete because man, it just
Yes.
brings so. It's like I don't know, just brings so many tools to the to the field or to
Mm-hmm.
whatever you do to
100%.
live. That's awesome.
That's like the number one thing that college recruiters are looking for.
Yep.
It's multi-sport athletes. That's the number one thing that NFL scouts are looking for. Like, did these have these kids like you have a foundation in other things rather than just being so specialized? And I think you're carrying some of the techniques that you learn in wrestling to like your hand fighting and just your pass rushing moves, your run, just like your technique in general. I think that carries over pretty seamlessly between the two.
Like a Swiss Army knife.
So what are your motivations for playing like football and with wrestling? Like what is it that gets you up to go to practice every day?
That's a good question. Um, my motivation would to be a better player than I was yesterday or the week before, the year before, because like I don't want to settle just for I won one state championship or won this game or got this sack. I always
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to improve in all parts of my life, not just football. From the day I wake up to the time I go to bed, I always want to improve, being better physically, mentally, spiritually, and all of that.
I love that. He doesn't settle or doesn't get comfortable. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely tell. I mean, I visit school. I visited schools all across the valley, and you can tell the difference between the kids that care about it and the kids that don't.
Oh, trust me. I've seen a lot of the kids in the West Valley, and yeah, you can tell the difference.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what makes your high school special. You attending Centennial, you guys are pushing. So, is there with that motivation? Is there a personal goal this season for you?
My personal goals for me personally is to lead my team in tackles for loss and sacks. Also, help me bring another state championship home this year too, and also continue pushing myself academically in school just to never settle. Like Ricky said earlier, never settle for like basic or common. I want to be better than
Mm-hmm.
just common. And I also
Mm-hmm.
want to help my younger teammates grow because we have some younger teammates in now, and I want to keep putting the same standards out that we've been carrying out at Centennial for the
I love
next
that.
couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So
So, two things that you brought up were academics. I love that you brought that up. That's huge. And then I love that you brought up mentoring. Did mentoring come natural to you?
no, actually, I've always been a very like off to the side person. I started to really understand why I need to become like more of a leader. It's really helped me develop my own personal game and my own personal mental toughness because it's like it's not fair to me that I get all this help from my older teammates and don't pass it down to them, you know?
I love
So it's
that.
always a great feeling to be able to help somebody that I've had that problem and nobody helped me, so I get to help them, you know?
That's
It's
awesome.
always it's always been a great deal for me.
Man, can we clone like a million of you so we
You got a question, Ricky?
So just in professional sports or any professional athlete out there, is there anybody you model like wrestling out of your football, like your game at all? Or life,
Yeah,
you know?
for who I model for football would probably be like JJ Watt, Chris Jones, people who always have a high motor and are willing to continue to work
Mm-hmm.
and prove it throughout their workouts and what they post and who they are as a person. I'm always working to beat the standard that I was yesterday. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
take after people like have a similar mindset as me.
So
Yep.
one person he reminds me of is Max Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that they said that he wasn't gonna be great, but that dude has the highest motor and yeah, he's crazy.
Yep. I mean, motor is something you can't teach.
Exactly.
Like you can teach technique, you can teach moves, you can teach agility, but motor that's something that you either have or you don't. So that's I think that's really impressive that that's the first thing and the only thing that you said. Like, um, So I'm looking at your schedule for this next season. Okay, obviously you got your region, which is Sandra Day O'Connor, Liberty, Mountain Ridge, Boulder Creek. That's your region this next season. Um, I see that you guys are going to be playing Queen Creek. So we obviously have interviewed the quarterback for Queen Creek. He's currently, I think, the number 2 recruit in the state. Are you eyeballing that game specifically as like, okay, this is a statement game for us? Is that something that you guys are thinking about or you personally?
Well, for me personally, I think of it as a game. All the games are the games, right? You can't give any special attention to certain players because that's just gonna mess up your whole game in general and who you are and
Mm-hmm.
who you think. Just because this person has this and that, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they're human. They have blood. They're just like you. And when you go out there to play and do your hardest, it's who's been working harder, who's been grinding, who's really been doing the work in the off season. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter their ranking or their anything of that sort.
I agree, 100%.
Mm-hmm. So, another question that I just thought of having to do with obviously who you model your game after. You said Chris Jones, you said JJ Watt. Is there a specific position that you tend to lean towards? I know kind of position fluidity is a thing in Arizona as well as in the college level. So is there a position you're leaning more towards?
A position I'm leaning towards more would be defensive tackle, in my opinion, or sometimes at end. But as of lately, it's been more defensive tackle because I feel like in that position, I'm strong enough to see where everything is at, but also I know my own personal strengths and what I can do personally against them
Mm-hmm.
as well. So I think I'm.
Yeah, and at defensive tackle, do you prefer being a 3 tech or do you more like being a shade nose? Like,
I prefer more of a 3 tech because
mm-hmm.
inside you can be inside all day, but it's just like that 3 tech I feel is special to me because you're able to see where that tackle is going on your left, the guard is pulling or not. You can also be able to see the whole field, in my opinion, from the front of
Mm-hmm.
where everything is going to go when the run game comes down to you, because that's really where it's coming through down the middle is you.
Mm-hmm. See right there, that's why I love asking those specific questions and getting specific. Is because you laid it clear out. Like this is what I am seeing in this moment, and this allows me to make better decisions for me. I like that. You got another question, Ricky?
I'll keep it pretty basic. Do you have a favorite class that you're taking in school this year?
Yeah, one of my favorite classes this year was probably my Spanish 2 class. I'm not really too
I like
yeah
that.
Mm-hmm.
too familiar with Spanish, but it's been a really good learning experience for me. I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Least favorite?
Least favorite math algebra 2. It was hard.
That's me too. That's me.
So we'll give you kind of one last bigger question. Okay. I like with you. You're heading into this next season. Is there a specific thing that you would like potential collegiate coaches or recruiters to know about you?
To know about me, I'm a very hard worker, but I also like to help others around me. Even if that whatever the coaches need me to play, I'll play. Whatever they want me to do, I'll do. I'm a very hard worker. I'm the hammer, not the nail. I'm always willing to do whatever it takes to become the best.
I think
It's very nice to hear.
one thing that spoke out about this, just us asking you questions, is that shined real bright throughout the whole interview, and that's good to see. Because I mean, a million people during these interviews are when
Mm-hmm.
collegiate coaches are asking them like, what's so different about you?" And they're interviewing millions of kids. They're always going to be like, "Oh, I'm the hardest worker." But sometimes you just got to sit back and observe, soak in, what the person's bringing, and with you, it just screams it. Like you can just tell, and that's something. Let's just keep it up, keep your drive going, and
Yeah.
I appreciate the interview. It's nice being able to talk to.
Yeah. You can tell you got a quiet confidence in the way
Mm-hmm.
that you carry yourself. I think 100%, like Ricky said, people can say the same thing. These coaches probably hear the same thing every day. I work hard, but you can feel the difference when you're talking to people who actually put in the time. who actually care about and mean the things that they're saying. So that's something that me and Ricky have picked up, and we definitely think that's going to benefit you going forward. So, Jace, we really appreciate this interview. We know it's a short interview. We like to keep these short and respect your time. But thank you, Jace, for everything, all the hard work you're putting in. I know all the work that you're putting in and sacrificing now will benefit you for the next 15, 20 years.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
just continue being selfless like you are, a great leader, great mentor. That's always going to be huge, not only in sports, but just in life in general.
Sure,
Mm-hmm.
will do.
And tell your mom thank you, thank your dad thank you, everybody. I
Mm-hmm.
know we need more kids like that out here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. We need selfless kids like you, willing to push forward and continue traditions, continue
Oh, yeah.
developing. That's the biggest thing that helps you, your future, and helps the state grow. So we want to thank everyone for listening to this special interview with Jace Langley of Centennial High School. Please don't forget to show us the support. Any support you show us directly affects our ability to support student athletes like Jason here. So we want to thank everyone for listening. And Ricky, you got anything else?
Yeah, just with everything we post, we'll tag you, Jace. Show them some love, help get the story out here. And one thing I would like for people to do is just comment questions. I know there's questions that they want to ask the coaches, the players, anybody we get on here. So get on our Instagram, shoot a question, and we can add it to the show.
Yep. All right. Thanks again, Jace. All right. We'll see you guys next time.